We are looking at a pretty good forecast for Tuesday. Warmer with more wind on Wednesday before Thursday. A couple of chances for storms, and if you see storms, there is a risk for some severe weather with those storms on Thursday. But first things first, a while until we get to Thursday. Tuesday so far, reminiscent of what we felt last Friday. A little less wind, abundant sunshine. Should be a pleasant spring day that we don't see too often with lighter winds today. Not as light as Friday was. Friday was superb. But today, a little less wind than we've seen recently with the sun coming up there in the distance. We are cooler this morning. Starting out in the morning, some 10 to almost 20 degrees colder than at this point yesterday. Looking at temperatures just before 6:20 this morning. Here's a look at those temperatures. 20s, 30s to around 40 degrees. Omaha and Lincoln just a little warmer than surrounding areas, dipping into the lower 30s. But you've even got 20s out here to the west. 20 degrees on the dot in Ogallala, 21 up in Chadron, and then 25 degrees in Bedford, North Platte, with relatively light winds. These winds are weakening from yesterday, around 5 to 10 to maybe 15 miles per hour in far eastern Nebraska, and enough to talk about a little bit of a wind chill in the teens where there were 20s, and it does feel like the middle 30s right here in Lincoln. So add an extra layer for the morning that you won't so much need later on today. Not too much to look at satellite for now, and with high pressure in the area, abundant sunshine from the morning to the afternoon hours. Those west and northwest winds maybe around 10 to 20 miles per hour this afternoon, eventually warming up to about 60 degrees by 1 o'clock. We'll call it 68 degrees for a high temperature today, so rather pleasant for this time of the year and closer to normal, if not above normal by a few degrees for this point, as we've got normal temperatures right around 65 degrees. But stormcast starting it now Wednesday into Wednesday night and Thursday. Initial storms popping up around I-80 and areas south late Wednesday night, early Thursday morning, depending on when you're up for the day. And a storm or two developing in southeast Nebraska could be severe. Rise and then moving off to the east. Then we're watching for whether this environment can recover for the afternoon and evening hours, as another round of storms will be possible, especially as this boundary starts tracking through the state. That is a cold front that you can see with the cloud cover there on Stormcast. Beyond 3, 4, 5 o'clock the afternoon and evening hours, watching for some storms developing along that frontal boundary that would intensify as they move east Thursday evening, and watching for potentially all severe weather hazards. But if these are more elevated, maybe hail as this continues toward Omaha and then off toward Iowa Thursday night, and even some snow out in the sandhills that you saw there. But initial round in the morning, marginal level 1 out of 5 threat for severe weather with that round. 2 a.m. to 7 a.m. window. Again, the primary threat being some hail with this, and all southeast Nebraska kind of included in that, back toward almost Aurora, up through Columbus and much of southeast Nebraska, including Omaha and Lincoln. And then this is the severe risk for later in the day. Depending on if that environment can recover, we see some more sunshine. Then it looks like some storms developing along that cold front from Columbus, Lincoln, up toward Albion, Neely, and then Knox County east. You've got that slight level 2 out of 5 risk for some scattered storms, in which we will be watching for all severe weather threats, but still primarily some hail possible with some of that could be on the large side. So that's what we're watching through on Thursday. There you see how warm we get over the Thursday time frame, close to almost 90 degrees by Thursday, and then we'll be cooler for the weekend with more widespread rain possible on Easter Sunday.